Okay. Uh, Hello, everyone. My name is Sebastião Rogério. I am a PhD student at Universidade de Pernambuco in Brazil.
And I'm Thomás Tabosa. I'm a master's student at Universidade de Pernambuco, Brazil, too.
We will introduce you to the working title, the platform for monitoring and clinical diagnosis of arboviruses using computational models. My teamwork is Thomás Tabosa, master students, Vanderson Sampaio, Theo, Lynn, and Patricia, Endo, professors, and partnership with Universidade de Pernambuco, Brazil, Fundação de Medicina Tropical, Brazil, and Dublin City University, Ireland. The United Nations, UN, has called the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development that has as its goal a global action plan composed of 17 goals. The main goal is to end poverty, protect the planet, and improve the lives and prospects of everyone, everywhere by 2030. Between the goals, the goal 3, the SDG 3, health and well-being, includes any epidemics of neglected tropical disease, NTDs. NTDs are a wide range of communicable disease that prevail in tropical and subtropical conditions in only 149 countries and affected 1 billion people every year.
And one of the examples we have of NTDs are the arbovirus disease. Arbovirus disease is a subtropical and tropical disease that is transmitted by a mosquito type. While over 100 mosquito-transmitted viruses are known that can infect humans, the two most common vectors that we have of the arbovirus disease is the Aedes aegypti and the Aedes albopicus. These two vectors are the transmitters of the dengue, Zika, and chikungunya virus.
Well, scenery in the world. Arbovirus disease have become a worldwide health problem due to a variety of factors influence the global distribution of disease vectors, not less globalization, climate change, habitat modification, and increased human and animal populations and their movement. According to the Pan American Health Organization, in 2019, these three diseases together caused about 10 million cases in the Americas, resulting in about 4,000 deaths. The ability of arbovirus disease vectors, and in particular Aedes aegypti, to thrive in urban and semi-urban areas enables infected mosquitoes access large urban populations. Sport quality and neglected peridomestic environments are significant risk factors in the transmissions of this virus, the poor air disproportionately affected.
As we said, arbovirus is more common in tropical and subtropical disease. One example we have is our country, Brazil, that's a tropical country. And in Brazil, we don't have only the problem of the disease itself. We also have some technical limitations that makes it more difficult for us to correctly confirm the case of the arbovirus, particularly in epidemic and pandemic periods in areas with restricted access to information. These problems combined with the problem of the arbovirus itself makes more difficult. We can see here, we have a table showing the notifications and the confirmed case in only the state of Pernambuco, our state, in Brazil, in the year of 2018. We can see here that we have about 56,000 notifications of dengue virus, but only 17,000 were confirmed. About chikungunya, we have about 7,500 notifications, but only 700 were confirmed. And for last, we have Zika virus that we had 3,500 notifications, but only 106 cases were confirmed. We can see that less than 50%, less than half of the case notifications in Pernambuco were confirmed about the arbovirus. The cause of that was, for example, we have simultaneous circulation of several arbovirus, similar symptoms between these three diseases, in a clinical serological test resulting from the cross-reaction because of the technical limitation we talk, and the co-infection with other arbovirus. And these are the numbers we have to show the problem itself in Brazil.
So, analyzing this problem, the following proposal was defined. The creation of a platform that assists in the health professionals decision make for the analysis and classifications of arbovirus disease use deep learning models. In recent years, students have explored the use of deep learning to recognize the Aedes aegypti mosquito through image to detect disease outbreaks. Machine learning has been widely used for the classification of events in entomology and epidemiology due to its ability to process large volumes of data, suitability for results with various categories, and the need for few fail premises. Our students focus on the classification seeks to support the clinical diagnosis of arboviruses based on cases of febrile and asymptomatic syndromes and concomitant arbovirus scenarios.
As Sebastião said, our proposal is to make a platform, and this here we have an image of the initial idea of our platform. In this work, we are going to explain just the three main modules of our platform because it's an initial idea. The first module is a decision-making aid, where we're going to train and develop the computational models. The second module is a monitoring model for data visualization, and for last, a graphical interface for alert generation and results visualization. Explain a little better about these three main modules. The first module, the decision-make module. Next slide. The first module we are going to use the Brazilian health databases for us to train the deep learning models. And we are going to use the help of a health professional to correctly select the predictors of the database for us to configure the deep learning model, and then we train with the health database. The second module is the monitoring module, and monitor the data from available database and generate inputs for the graphical interface. In this model is for the health professional has a demographic view about the disease, the arbovirus disease in Brazil. For example, here the health professional could see in which month is more common the disease, in which states of the country is more common, and etc., etc. And for last, we have the graphical interface that consists of response for the data in the decision making. In this model is where the health professional, you put the data of the patient and send this information to the decision support, where the deep learning model, we're going to classify the disease and send the information back in the graphical interface for the health professional can see. And with this information, the health professional are going to make the decision about the confirmed case of the patient and make the best treatment for the patient. And that's for first steps of our platform.
The database used in decision-make aid model are information system for grievances, which contain patient data photos with a mandatory notifiable disease, and mortality system, which contains mortality data. Conclusions and next steps is this work in progress. We proposed a platform for arbovirus monitoring and clinical diagnosis use deep learning models, although it's designed to data at Brazil. It has applicability worldwide. we plan to integrate the Brazilian health databases, demographic, clinical, and mortality data on arbovirus infections. These databases are characterized by inconsistencies, maintenance, and integration issues. And for less, analysis of the data proposed and validate deep learning models to predict epidemics and classify the arboviruses. Thank you. Does anyone have any questions?
All right. Thank you guys for this great presentation. So what are the challenges that you face to design this database, like with the deep learning models and gathering data? What are the challenges that you currently face or that you faced?
Sorry, can you repeat the question, please?
What are the challenges that you have faced so far?
Oh, for now we not have already started the configuration of the deep learning model. This initial work, but as talk about experience, we can say that first we have to analyze the data, in this case the Brazilian health database, and select the correct columns, the correct predictors for the deep learning model. Because if we select all the columns, all the predictors, it's not sure that we have a great results, a great, we say, accuracy mark. And first we have to analyze the deep learning, then we have to start make some tests of some columns, of some predictors, to make the correct, the highest accuracy value. Some challenge we sometimes encounter is, for example, we don't have the perfect accuracy value. For example, a good accuracy values, for example, is from 80% or higher. Sometimes we encounter lower levels, and we have to start studying, make database integration for we can make more higher values.
All right, perfect. Thank you for that. And we've got another question from Andre Lima, which says, great talk. What were the input information for the deep learning model?
We haven't got to collect this information yet. The government not yet liberates the database.
So,
sorry, Shaga, can you repeat, please?
So at the moment, you don't have the database yet?
No, we don't have. No. We are expecting the government to free the database for us, so we can start analyzing.
And so do you know what information is contained in the database?
Yes, we have data from the patient for his address, his name, and some personal information, demographic data, and symptoms data. Symptoms of the patient for fever, the data of the notification, and something like that.
Fair enough. So one of the challenges that you might face is like figuring out what data is going to be important to be looking at and what data you can actually use for the learning model, isn't it?
Yes, correct.
All right.